Yo, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back into the building. You already know what time it is. It's time for another episode of London Clubs Carnage. It's good to be back, people. It's good to be back. I've missed you guys. It's been nearly a whole week, and I'm guessing I really haven't missed anything. Me and Toby was talking about it just before Lee got here backstage. International break. Nobody cares. I'm not interested in seeing Norway versus Gibraltar.
Arsenal fans care. Arsenal fans care. We'll come to that. We'll come to that.
Oh, really? Okay.
We'll come to Norway against Gibraltar, my friends.
I don't give two shiny shits what is going on in this international break. I don't care who scored. I don't know the results. I don't know how England played. I don't give a shit. Honestly, like the drop off in quality from Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, all them competition, Champions League, and then drop off to this. I'm just not interested. I'm not asked. Call me when the tournament starts. Toby, how are you doing, bro? Welcome back.
I'm good, man. Like yourself, I sort of checked out of the content vibe after my last stream last week with Grizz, and I've not watched a single game this weekend or the past couple of days, and it's been great. Like I've not really read football news. I've only just watched little like clips here and there. So stuff that's happening with Spurs and just generally in football, I'm only finding out through Twitter. Like I don't really care. I'll be back into it'll be game mode as of tomorrow when I'm preparing for the weekend ahead. But I don't really care. I don't care.
Don't care. Lee, bro. I mean, have you been tapped into what's been going on recently, or you just like kind of also just like taking a time out? Because that's what we did.
Bro, I said this to you the other day, like in the group chat. Like football gets in the way of my life. Like these streams get in the way of my life. I really ain't interested. I'm so bored of football, man. Like I'm bored. I'm just bored. If Arsenal were top, I wouldn't be bored, but we're bottom, so I'm bored. But yeah, I can see Gibraltar right now. It's a very clear day. And if I'd known that Martin Odegaard was there, I would have gone and cheered him on yesterday.
You could have went. Yeah.
I mean, he needed it. The guy pulled up mad stats and registered no assists and no goals.
You are something else. I swear to God.
No, I'm sick of it. Listen to this rubbish, man. Let me read you these stats. I am absolutely sick to death of football fans gassing up average footballers, man. Let's just put this out there to all the people that are watching there. Gibraltar are ranked 194th out of 210 ranked countries. They are a pub team. Yeah, come on. The team that are ranked underneath them, the country ranked underneath them, you probably never even heard of the country, because I never until I Googled it. Yeah? I'm not even joking. The team underneath, right, so Samoa are 193rd. Samoa are actually ranked
Samoa have a football team.
Samoa?
Yeah. The team underneath Gibraltar, so the 195th ranked
sounds
team
like a dip.
are a team called Timor-Leste. Never heard of them. Like, I genuinely, and that's no disrespect, I genuinely never heard of that country.
I get that. It's good. It's decent. It's nice to hear your players doing well on international break, but I do agree.
Doing well.
People need to take the level of opposition into account. That's what we were saying beforehand, Matisse. When England are smashing up these pub teams 6-0 and stuff, like nobody cares, because
this is the equivalent of Beyonce doing karaoke at the local pub. That's what this is. And everybody's saying, "Oh, what a great performance!" Well, of course it's a great performance. The standards are on the floor. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, listen to this, right? It's a Sofa Score, our favorite outlet. Yeah, they put these stats out. Martin Odegaard was remarkable. In remarkable playmaking form as Norway beat Gibraltar 5-1. The fact Gibraltar scored was more of a miracle. Yeah. Yeah. And let's not forget, Armenia and Scotland slapped this lot up 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. To the point where Stephen Fletcher bagged a hat-trick against them 6 years ago.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Stephen Fletcher. Yeah.
Legend. Hibernian legend from the SPL.
Come on. So his Sofa Score rating was 9.4. Yeah. He made 110 passes, 96 were accurate. Well, sorry, I'd expect that to be all of them. Yeah. 10 out of 12 long balls. Well, I'd expect all of them to be, yeah. 7 out of 14 accurate crosses. So that's 50% against a pub team. 1 big chance created, 12 key passes. Well, what's a key pass? Can somebody tell me what a key pass is? Because he had 1 big chance, yeah, in the whole game against a pub team and registered no goals, no assists. So, 1 big chance,
After that flattering display and beautiful description, he definitely deserves to start in your next game. By the way, which is against who? Who are you guys playing against this week?
Yeah, it'd be another game that he can stat pad the passing.
Norwich, isn't it?
Norwich, yeah.
I heard
when it matters,
there was a statistic that went out. Norwich haven't won a Premier League game for however long. And then it's just like Arsenal walk in. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Are you at home in that game or are you away?
Yeah, they've not beaten us at home since '92. And I don't think they've won in London for about 27 games.
Another record for Arteta.
Yeah, so
Arteta's just like this in the background, just like, I'll have some of that.
So yeah, we're at home. To be honest, I don't even think we're going to win.
Oh, for real? You being serious?
Yeah.
Even against Norwich
at home, you beat Norwich.
Come on, you must beat Norwich
at home. You will beat Norwich. Come on.
I'm so disinterested in it. It's just like it's more of a shock if we actually win games. It's that bad. It genuinely is. It's got that far, like where it's a miracle if we actually win a football match. Like what? Arsenal actually won. Like
crazy.
It doesn't matter if we win, lose, or draw. Yeah, what's it going to do for our season? Nothing.
What was there was a time period that a lot of your fan base gave Arteta in terms of like how long until like the penny drops. Was it West Brom? The game against who is it? There was a certain it wasn't West Brom. There was a certain game coming up in the fixture list where they're like, he better have turned it around by then, or we're gonna be Arteta out. I can't remember
this lot of like clueless. Yeah, I swear we were just talking backstage about Twitter, bro. I just use that platform as entertainment now because anything that Arsenal fans like want to make the club better, people like me want the club to be better. All the top gooners just undo it all and unravel it all and like just break it everything. So. Listen, let them have their 4 years it took Klopp. It's not about a West Brom game. It's not about a Tottenham game. It's not about a Norwich game. It's about the 4 years it took Klopp. And they're going to get everything they deserve this season for sitting there saying absolute bollocks for 2 years.
They're out here talking.
Sit and laugh.
They're out here talking about 6 pointers.
I've seen people say
talking about relegation 6 pointers between Arsenal and Norwich. The disrespect is incredible.
Yeah, but Matisse, I've seen people genuinely tweet out, this is a really big game. Yeah. Last season, when we went through December without a win, every single week, all of the super fans and top gooners, this is a must-win game. We then lost. Next game, this is a must-win game. We then lost. Why is it a must-win? Because you couldn't give a shit whether we won or not, because the next game is then a must-win. What's it going to change if we don't win when you're saying it's a must-win? Yeah, because if you're not going to change your opinion on anything, if we don't win, then why is it a must-win?
Then why is it a must-win? Yeah, a must. For me, I remember saying this at the end of Lampard's tenure, and I think it was the Leicester game, and I'd said it at the Fulham game. Every single game at that point was a must-win because reports had dropped about him potentially getting sacked, etc. And I was like, Leicester, it is a must-win here at King Power. People are like, well, it's a difficult game, maybe a draw. I was like, we've already fumbled the bag against Leicester teams now. Like Arsenal at the Emirates. We now have to win against Leicester. And I said must win. And when I say must win, I mean it's a must win. So we didn't win, we lost. And I said, right, he needs to be sacked. Now, like I remember having the show the day after with you guys because we was talking about it and he wasn't sacked yet. And it sounded like he was going to get a couple more games. And I was like, I don't think this is the right decision. Must win means must win. It doesn't mean must win and then you lose. And it's like, I don't know about that.
No, well, that's Arsenal fans, unfortunately, Matisse, which is why I'm going to sit there laughing and eating popcorn all season.
Oh God,
I'm going to go through. They deserve. I'm telling you, and I'm just going to sit and laugh at them.
I'm gonna go through Norwich's team that because obviously Arsenal versus Norwich is next, and we're going to get to Tottenham. But Norwich's team that lost to Leicester. So this for me is the pinnacle. This is a championship level team in my opinion. But I'll get you guys' thoughts. Obviously, Tim Krul in goal, Aaron's at right back, Hanley at centre back with Ben Gibson, Williams I think on loan from Manchester United, Lees, Manure. Billy Gilmore, McLean, Cantwell, Pookie, and Rashkill.
Well, according to our fans, according to our fans, Todd Cantwell's like the second coming of Leo Messi, mate. So I'm sure that he'll be running rings round this at the weekend.
Kabak will be playing. Okay.
The little B-Tech Griezmann, will probably bag a hat trick at the Emirates.
Yeah. But like that is a championship level team. They're saying Kabak will be playing. He signed as well. Fair enough. That doesn't really, do you know what I mean? That doesn't really change much. I don't think Kabak was great from what I saw at Liverpool.
Didn't they sign Rudiger as well?
Where did they get him from?
That's what
Germany, from Werder Bremen, wasn't it?
Oh, okay, right. Werder Bremen. And they're not a relegation side in the Bundesliga.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Like that team should not be striking fear.
No, they did. You're right. They did. Sorry.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
I know my football, mate. You know,
because Schalke wasn't Schalke the big one last year as well. They got relegated too, right?
I think so. Yeah, Schalke, because that's where Kabak came from. Or maybe
Mustafi were there, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kabak came from Schalke, and that's why Liverpool was looking at Liverpool like, why are you signing relegation candidate type defenders? But yeah, that should not be a team that provoked fear into Arsenal. Pukki had about maybe 6-7 games in his last Premier League season where he was on point, and then he kind of just like tailed off and disappeared.
Yeah, I think he scored against us in that season. I think I think we drew with them twice when they were up. We definitely drew 2-2 at their ground. But I'm pretty sure we drew at home against them as well. So listen, I'm not confident one bit, mate. Like, listen, every stat in the book, puts like Arsenal favourites. Yeah, but that's happened for 20 months under this manager, and he is breaking records for fun. So 92 was the last time they beat us at our ground. We'll see, innit?
I think it's incredible that the fact that there's even a possibility that you don't go and win this game. I mean, I think me and Toby both having our predictions for them to go down, isn't it? Toby, you have them predicted to go down in the Premier League, isn't it?
Norwich, they'll play some decent stuff. They're coached well enough in possession, but they just don't have the quality. Like we've been here, we've done that, and we've bought the flipping. We've bought the hat, the t-shirt, whatever. Like we saw them last season. We saw what killed them last year. The last time they were in the Premier League as well. Simply a lack of quality in that team. More specifically, a lack of goal scorers once Timo Pukki's goals dried up. Who is going to step up to the plate when Pukki's not there? Is it going to be Rashica? I don't know. And then to the fact that they lost Buendia as well, who was quite easily their best player in the Championship last season. Not to mention they've obviously lost Skip, who was on loan there, but they've gained Billy Gilmore. Yeah, cool, whatever. Yeah. But I just don't think they have enough quality in that team. They don't. Like no amount of coaching is going to save them from the drop, in my opinion.
I think for me personally,
as well, he's there as well. Yeah, forgot about him, but it's I don't think it's enough. I don't look at Norwich and be like, I think you're stronger than Newcastle. I think you're stronger than Burnley. I think you're stronger than
they're stronger than Arsenal.
Oh my god!
They're stronger than they're above us in the table, mate.
Do you both have the 0 points? We're just doing goal difference at this point.
Yeah, we're bottom on goal difference.
You know what? Is their manager better than yours? This is an interesting conversation.
Hey, you're better than our manager. He's clueless.
I think for me with Norwich, it's just the fact that we've sent Billy Gilmore on loan there, and it's like a sinking ship. And I was quite excited to see. The only reason why I was excited is because their manager, I think it's Falk, he used to work under Tuchel, I think at Dortmund. So I was quite interested to see German philosophy. I know they're going to try and play good football at Norwich, build up from the back. Maybe Tuchel does trust his, former co-worker, whatever you want to call it, to do the business here and develop Gilmore into a better player. But once again, we send one of our loan players to a relegation side. Like Ampadu went to Sheffield United, relegated. Gallagher went to West Brom, relegated. Fulham, Loftus-Cheek, relegated. Like we just love sending our players to sinking ships. And I don't really know.
Mentally, that's why. It's true, isn't it?
I don't know if that's a good idea personally. I mean, Billy Gilmore for me and Cantwell are probably the only players in this team that I can see causing Arsenal any issues. I mean, Leo, are you actually generally concerned about anybody in that team, or is it just because your team's shit?
If I'm honest. Like we make
Kabak.
Kabak, yeah.
Yeah, we just make crap teams look unbelievable. And let's be honest here as well, yeah. Norwich put up a better fight against City than we did. Like Norwich should have bagged a couple of goals in that game. Yeah, if Cantwell had controlled the ball properly, instead of taking a heavy touch, he would have bagged or at least had a shot on target, which from 10 yards out, I think it was on the right-hand side. And then I think Timo Pukki missed a sitter in that game as well, if I remember rightly. So they've done all right. And listen, let's not forget as well, they got Max Aarons at right back, and they got Brandon Williams, who I don't particularly rate, but he can still cross a ball. And weird crap in the air.
It's true.
Defend. So if they're whipping balls in, I don't know if Timo Pukki will play. I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me if we clear a header or something, and the second ball, Bosch, Todd Cantwell scores. Do you know what I mean?
Where's Gabriel? Is he back soon?
He's in training, but this is the problem. He's in training, but can you really throw him straight in? He ain't played for months.
It's like you kind of have to, because your centre-back partnerships are woeful.
But is Gabriel even all that?
I think Gabriel's a good defender. I think under the right manager, I think he'd be really good.
There you go. You just said it yourself, under the right manager. So he's never going to look good under this one. And that's the problem. I think he's a good player. But he's going to be up with who? Ben White. Wow. That's the partnership of dreams, isn't it? Seriously.
What about Tommy Asu? Is he going to start?
I'd like the look of him. I was there, if I'm honest.
I like the look of Tommy Asu. I'm not going to lie to you. I like.
Do you?
Yeah, man. I think he looks a good player. I think what I really like.
Arsenal will soon sort that out.
I don't know about what he's going to be like at right back for Arsenal. But I remember reading up on him when we were linked. Don't shoot me, because I've not watched him actually play a full match, but I saw clips of him at the Olympics, here and there when he was playing for Japan. And then I've seen clips and read about him with his time at Bologna, and he looks like a really good technical centre-back. And I think we at Spurs...
we're playing him at right-back, mate.
We at Spurs...
this is Arsenal.
I think he's played just as much games at right-back as he did at centre-back. So,
but he seems to be more of a centre back mold, because he's quite tall.
I'm saying. But he's very when I was watching the clips of this,
very good technically.
Wow, this guy is very good on the ball, proper good on the ball.
Yeah, but Ben White's good on the ball. I don't care if they're
good.
He
is. You need defenders.
They can defend. Their first job is defending. It's and this is the thing, with modern football. And it ain't a dig at you. I'm just saying, right. Maybe it is a dig at you. I don't know. But this is the thing. It's now everybody has to play football. I see something the other day about Ramsdale. Oh, he's a really good footballer. I couldn't care less. Can he save the ball going in the net or not?
Yeah.
People
got their priorities mixed up.
Yeah, and the fact is, he can't, because he's been relegated 3 times and letting the most goals. With Tommy Asu, he might turn out to be a gem. But sorry, mate. I prove me wrong, because I ain't having it. I ain't believing it until I see it. And the same with Ben White. Ben White might turn out to be an unbelievable player in the next 5-10 years. Right now, no, not for me. Not a chance. 70 million quid on them two. We could have just gone and bought.
The thing is, I think Ben White could be competent with the right manager again. It's all about, for me, when it comes to defense. We've seen it under Thomas Tuchel. We had the same group of defenders with Frank Lampard, and we was a mess in open play, and we were really disorganized in a period where we were conceding goals by the truckload, and it was just scattered all over the place. Leicester away, we looked absolutely dreadful. Arsenal away, dreadful. Defensively, no shape, no organization, and not playing to players' strengths. So we're allowing players with lack of mobility to be isolated in transition, etc., because we're throwing too many people forward, and we're doing a madness. Now you put Thomas Tuchel in charge, and defensively we're unbelievable. One of the best defenses in Europe, bar none. Do you know what I mean? And that's with the same group of players. And that's why I'm very, very cautious to call Rudiger world-class. Yes, he's in world-class form, but I want to give probably a little bit more credit to just the overall structure, the management, the formation, and of course to Rudiger as well. But
Rudiger under Lampard, I remember seeing all of your fans online going, get him out, get him out. He's a disgrace. He's crap. Tuchel comes in, all of a sudden, he looks like one of the best centre-backs on the planet.
Yeah, he's probably been one of the best defenders this year, I think.
100%.
Top 5 minimum.
Easily.
Yeah, easily. But that's the difference a manager can make. I wouldn't be surprised if a new manager came in there and made Ben White and Gabriel a proper partnership. Maybe, I wouldn't be surprised.
Rudiger, I get Lee's point, and it remains to be seen whether Tommy Asu can be a really good defender in the Premier League. But from what I've read about him, he can defend. I think Ben White is a bit more of a stripper in the sense that I don't really think when I watched him at Brighton, I never really watched him and said, wow, like that was a dominant defensive performance from Ben White, whether it was at right back, whether it was clamping people in midfield, or whether he was playing as the exterior of the 3-man centre-back. So from what I've read, Tomiyasu seems a decent... People say my mic is moving mad. Is it moving mad?
It's fine for me. Fine for me.
Is it fine for you as well, Lee?
Yeah, it's cool, man.
So why is someone saying my mic's moving mad?
No, it went silent a minute ago, but you were facing the other way, so that's probably why.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, cool. So yeah, no, I think he can be a good signing for Arsenal. But back on the point on Rudiger, like you have to give the guy respect. Like I was definitely one of those people who was pretty much done with Rudiger last year. Because he had that disaster. He came back from his knee injury and he had a disastrous 6 or 7 months, Matisse, and you can attest to that.
Yeah.
He had a disastrous, and he was hand on heart the worst centre back at Chelsea. The worst, that isn't even an exaggeration. The worst centre back at Chelsea, but the level he has played at from around since Tuchel came in January till now has been insane. Like insane. I'll go as far to say that in the Premier League, I'd think maybe only Christensen, maybe Thiago Silva, and then of course Ruben Diaz and have been as good, if not better. Like he's been on form right up there in the league. Like it's crazy. And I don't really understand where it's come from, because I used to think he was a decent centre back before. And I thought he was a good centre back. Then he started moving fugazi, and I thought he wasn't a good centre back, and now he's back to being a good centre back.
Yeah. Someone said Rudiger and Soychek got swapped. Man, he has been off a cliff.
Bro.
Everybody was. But do you remember when Leicester tried to charge people 65 million for this brother, and everyone was like, "Oh man, this brother's fallen. He's fallen."
But I told people, even when he was playing well, like I think he's a good centre back, but I told people stop overgassing this guy, because there are little chinks in the armor. Like it's crazy. Like
it's funny how he had Johnny Evans
and give these man praise.
Yeah, he had Johnny Evans next to him and looked great. He had Fofana next to him, looked great. All of a sudden, he ain't got somebody who can read the game properly, and he looks shit.
Yeah, it's quite telling, isn't it? It's mad. And I remember when he was like on the top of his form, and he was getting links with moves to like Manchester United and 60 odd million, etc. And it's just mad. It just goes to show this is why I'm very slow to build up my centre back. Yes, they've been brilliant. I praise them. I love the way they're playing, but until I see them in different formation and different partnerships, I'm very slow to build their cred back up, because I feel like at centre back you're either you see sometimes the system and the manager really do propel you to another level. Imperative View says Dunk would have been a better signing for Arsenal, as he is more physical. But I said this on Big Six. Remember, Toby, when everyone was gassing up Ben White, and I said he's a bit overpriced, and I don't know if the combination, I don't know if the partnership with him and Gabriel is going to work, or him and anyone is going to work, because you haven't fixed your right back and you don't have any real leaders at the back. And people were like Tierney. I said you can't run a defense from left back. You just can't. You don't get the angles and the views that you need on the other side of the pitch. How are you gonna sort out your partnership between your right side centre back and your right back from the left back position? You can't do it. So Tierney is not the leader that you need. He's a leader, but he's not enough. You need a centre back. Yeah,
and the CM to sit in front, or a DM to sit in front.
There's a reason why Ferdinand, Terry, Vidic, all these guys are the leaders in the middle, because they play centre back. You need a leader in the middle. Lewis Dunk would have been much.
And the thing is, Ben White played in a back three, right? And I've said this so many times here, right? He got carried by them other two centre backs, 100%, mate. Yeah, 100%. Nobody was sat here, like Toby said earlier. Nobody was sat there thinking, "Rah, this Ben White's a player," Yeah, not one person said it. As soon as we signed Ben White, oh, look at him. He's got lovely tattoos. What a pretty face. Oh, yes, the seaside Tony Adams. He's shit. Yeah, he's shit. Let's just say it as it is.
I personally don't think he's shit. I think he's the wrong player for your defense.
Yeah, I don't think he's shit, but
I think he is shit. I genuinely do, and I'll tell you why. He can't head a ball. You're a fucking centre back playing for Arsenal Football Club. You can't head a ball. Yeah, end of debate. That alone, you don't win half of your headers, mate.
Yeah, the thing is, there are.
Look at this comment, Toby. Toby actually rated Chelsea players. Ain't no way.
Man, people need to relax, man. Let me analyze. When it's time to analyze, I'll analyze. When it's time for agenda have to run. Agenda have to run. But on Lee's point, yeah, like I don't actually agree that Ben White is shit, but I can get why he's so against Ben White at Arsenal, because you just have to ask yourself: does Ben White fill a void that was missing in Arsenal? And at a push, you're thinking 30% because of the ball playing. Because I think what happened is they lost David Luiz and they're trying to get back that playmaking from centre back instead of actually trying to improve their ability to create chances through other mediums, through the fullbacks, through midfield, through the wingers. He's trying to do that and build up from the back through Ben White. But my thing is this: Ben White physically gets dunked on, pun intended. Aerially gets dunked on, and I don't think his reading of the game is of a £50 million level. Like, Ben White is just, for me, an ordinary centre back with great ball playing. Like, that does not qualify you to be worth 50 million or to be playing for a side that needed clearly a tall, fast, and physical presence in the back. It didn't make sense for me.
We've got on loan at Marseille.
Yeah, literally 6'4".
Ben White and Tommy Asu can do combined. Like, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever, man. And the thing is, more and more people will see it with this player. Yeah, he is basically the seaside Mustafi. Yeah, I remember Mustafi having great games for Arsenal. I remember Mustafi scoring against Tottenham pretty much every time he played against them. Bullet headers and all them ones. Yeah, like. Yeah, it is. It's the seaside Mustafi, and people will see it. He ain't good. He ain't good, man. Trust me. 50 million quid is a waste.
I did feel like it was very overpriced, and I just think even the age range, like, it's a very young defense. I feel like there's just a lack of leadership there. There's a lack of, experience, leadership, a lack of just someone that has that grit where it's like, okay, we're backs against the wall. I'm going to organize. I'm going to tell you guys what we need to do when the going gets tough. You've got a very, as per usual, traditionally for Arsenal, a very nice team and a very nice defense. Like, I don't look at your defense and get shit scared, apart from Tierney. Tierney is probably the scariest guy out of the lot, and he's like 5'5". Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody else is just nice. Like, Gabriel seems like a nice guy. I'm sure, again, very talented individual, but you need to partner him up with the right person. Ben White seems like quite a nice guy as well, quite a nice footballer. Bellerin's always been a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? Or whoever's at right back, Chambers, Holding. These are just nice guys. None of them strike fear into you. We go back to Rudiger. Rudiger will grab you by the neck. Do you know what I mean? He'll dash you all over the place.
And we know Suarez likes to fight. Yeah.
Squares up to Suarez. No, I don't see Holding or Chambers squaring up to Suarez. And if they do, I'm laughing because I know they're not on shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, Rudiger is proper shithousery.com. Christensen's quite a nice guy, but technically and mentally he's just sound. So we got that balance. But right, that's what I'm saying. You can have that. You can have a Christensen in your defense, but you need a Rudiger. Do you know what I mean? And you don't have that. You've just got. Yeah.
But I feel like we've got that with Saliba. Like, I just think, like, if we put him and Gabriel together, all of a sudden you've got the physicality there straight away. They're both big guys. Yeah. You've got they're comfortable on the ball. They can spray passes and they can actually defend. Gabriel, I'm not 100% convinced on yet, but he's probably our best centre back at the club. Yeah, I know the pool of players is in the gutter, but he's probably our best centre back. But I just think, like, when you've gone and done 20 million on Tommy Asu and 50 million on Ben White, and you brought Tommy Asu to compensate for Ben White's deficiencies, crazy. It's just unreal.
Crazy. Like, why so much money on defenders, bro? Like, centre backs, you can't score. You can't score.
They can't defend either. They can't score and they can't defend.
He's signed 2 attackers since he's been here. One was Willian, who's now gone, and the other one is Wodegaard. That's it. That's the only attacking players we've signed.
But they can't defend either. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't score and you can't defend.
Million on defenders.
So even with all these defenders, I'm still seeing you get slapped up 5-0 to City. We knew City were going to beat you. I predicted 5-1. I was actually too generous. But come on, at some point now, Buck's got to stop. You got to defend. Do you know what I mean? You can't just you're going to, like, any Arsenal fan that travels up to Manchester to go to Etihad, you're losing. Let's just keep it a buck.
All day long, mate. I've been up there 3 times. I'm just happy I've seen a goal.
Yeah, you're losing. But the very least you can do is at least compete. Like, there's many teams that come up against Man City in this season who will only lose 2-1 or 2-0. Do you know what I mean? And they would have put in a shift. They would have had their moments, and eventually City break you down as they do. They score, and you lose the game. But at least you can leave the pitch with some sort of pride. Do you know what I mean?
Look at Brighton, for example. Sorry to cut you off, mate. Look at Brighton. Yeah, Brighton were winning or beat them. Sorry, 3-2. I think, didn't they, last season?
Yeah,
I think they.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. City came back and won 3-2, right?
Yeah.
No, Brighton beat them 3-2.
Brighton beat them 3-2.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you. Mean I'm saying? Are you
against City?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
But Brighton beat them 3-2. Yeah. So if Brighton can go there and actually like get a result against them, like why can't we? You know, I've seen Norwich get a result again. I know it's a different their ground than not Man City's ground, but it's still Man City. They're still going to come and play the same way as they play at home or away. Yeah. So if teams like Norwich can beat them and teams like Brighton can beat them, why can't we beat them? Like, why can't we be competitive with them? And the thing is, I wanted to ask you guys this. Yeah, it's like you just said that our backline is very nice. Yeah. It's we got a nice team. They're all nice, pretty boys, isn't they? Like, everyone's a pretty boy. I don't care. I want some ugly bastards in my team, man. Like players like that and Steve Bolds that are just going to rough you up. Yeah. Like, do you know, it's true. Yeah, I don't want a pretty team. Oh, look at me. He's got perfect hair. Who gives a fuck? I couldn't care less about his tattoos either. Like, do you know what I mean? I just want to see a proper player, yeah? But this has been ongoing since Wenger days. So why are we still doing it now? Like, what do you guys put that down to? The fact that we've always been a nice team for the last, decade or so, under 3 different managers?
I think it just comes down to your recruitment. I really do. I think, and also, your recruitment and the drop-off in standards, because I think you become a nice team when there's a lack of expectation to actually go and perform and win. Like, now Arsenal, it doesn't pain me to say, that's completely wrong. I enjoy saying this, but it is weird to say that whether you win or lose or draw, like you said earlier, it doesn't actually matter anymore. Like, dead for real, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not like, oh, Arsenal lost. No one's shocked when Arsenal lose anymore. It's like, okay, Arsenal lost, cool. We're gonna have our banter and we're gonna watch our videos and then we're gonna move on. Like, you're not under pressure to win ever anymore. Do you know what I mean? You're just mid-table. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. If you draw, you draw. Whatever. And that creates an environment in a squad of like, okay, well, we'll try our best, or maybe we won't, and we'll move on. Do you know what I mean? There's no accountability or consequences for losing anymore. So that creates nice characters, and that's because potentially it's because and a consequence of just nice characters in the dressing room. There's nobody with any determination to win any trophies, any ambition to succeed. Maybe the young players, but that's at Arsenal, that's drummed out of you 2-3 years into your contract. By the time
dropping.
Yeah, literally. So like Saka and Smith Rowe and all these guys, they either are going to have the ambition to win stuff and they're going to leave, or they're going to have the Arsenal, motto, the new Arsenal way knocked into them. And then by age 24, 25, they're going to be just average players in the Premier League for an average mid-table team. That's it.
Facts.
I mean, what about you, Toby?
Hopefully as many Arsenal fans as possible are going to listen to that, because I think you just nailed it, mate, if I'm honest.
No, I agree. I think Arsenal they've been floating around mediocrity for time, and I think a lot of the new school fan base, because they didn't grow up on the successful part of Arsenal, they accept this, that they're happy. They want to give a manager who is clearly underperforming far too much time than he needs. They want to give players who have not turned it around for 3-4 years more time to turn it around and stuff like that. Like they're happy. They're happy where Arsenal are. Wow, big up the super chat as well.
Wow, Jamal, really, wow, much appreciated. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much, legend, man. Everybody, give a round of applause for Jamal in the chat, man. Show him some love. That's really appreciated. Thank you so much.
Legend.
Really appreciate it.
My boy, baby.
Matisse, I'm so glad you had a much deserved break, having so much fun after providing A1 content for nearly a year, even revealing your girlfriend on IG. I'm not gonna lie, that was not something that I planned on doing for a long time. Like I've been with her for a long time, and then she's
made you
the IG.
Just a single nerd, if I'm honest.
Same, that's what happened.
Do you know what? I was like, after all this cussing from Toby, I was like, do you know what? The amount of people in the comments were like, oh, I'll swear down.
And you know what's hilarious as well? Whenever Matisse does, sorry to change the subject, but whenever Matisse
Q&A, Q&A,
they always ask him, why does Toby call you a nerd? Why are you such a nerd? Why are you this? Why are you that?
And I always push it back onto Toby. I'm like, it's because he was a nerd. Toby's actually the smart one out of me and him by a distance. If you know, he's very intelligent. So he's actually the nerd. He's probably called a nerd in school, and then he just pushes it onto me.
No,
that's what it is.
I wasn't called a nerd in school.
Because I ain't no nerd. I tell you that. I wish I was. I wish I was. Do you know what? Do you know what's so funny about that word nerd in school? Everybody used to take the piss, but the nerds are the ones winning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So if you're a nerd out there, keep it up.
Because I went to school with this lad, yeah. I'm not going to say his name in case he watches this stream, right? He got A stars in everything. I think the lowest grade he got was an A. Literally A star.
And he's probably in tears.
Right? And no, I swear to God, he went to uni. He got into, I can't remember what uni it was. It wasn't Oxford or Cambridge, but he went to a different uni up north somewhere. Yeah. And he was like, going to be like, I'm thinking, right, this guy is going to have some mad job, bro. I swear, 5 years later, I walked into Staples in Milton Keynes and he was serving on the till.
Oh, peak.
Wow.
Yeah. And that happens a lot, you know, because you go to university, you get your qualification and then you go, right, I want a job now. And then they go, well, we want the guy who's got experience, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, it's true.
It depends what job you want to do as to whether you should go uni for me. Like if you want to be a doctor or a surgeon or a nurse or something like that all day long, or a lawyer. Yeah. But like a lot of people just go uni because they don't want to get a fucking job. Let's be real. They just want to go on a piss up for another 4 years.
Yeah. It definitely is an opportunity for a piss up. My guy Lee, much love to you, and my guy Toby as well. Love to you. I got to go catch you, Matt and Toby, on Big Six. Yeah, man, Big Six is tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we haven't done it in a while. It's good to take these breaks. I think whenever you've got a favorite TV show or whatever, it's the breaks that make you really appreciate how much you love the show. And then when it comes back, you're more excited. So everybody needed their break. And the show is very energetic. So it takes a lot out of us. So it's good that we get our breaks every now and then. And to be honest, I don't think anything's happened in the international break to really be discussing apart from FIFA and their Brazil treatment of Brazil players and all that nonsense as well. But Jamal, I've made you mod. Much appreciated. Thank you again, bro. So use that power. Use that power as a mod. I mean, we've got the slow mode on now, so we shouldn't get as much spam as we used to, people. Switz as well. Big up. Thanks for the super chat. He says, morning, motherfuckers. How's everyone? Chelsea back this week. Big up, bro. Big up. Really looking forward to Chelsea being back. I think we've got Villa this weekend at home.
Has Martinez been deported yet?
Huh?
Has Emi Martinez been deported yet? Like, Villa might have an issue, you know. Like, they might have a goalkeeper, innit?
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know what's going on with these South American players coming back. Is it just Brazilian players or is it everyone?
No, it was Argentina players. There was 4 Argentina players that apparently lied to get into the country.
Oh my God.
Which I thought was hilarious when I read it, because like surely you could see that they played in the Premier League because it's beamed all over the flipping world. Yeah. So apparently it was something to do with, have you been in England in the last 14 days? And apparently they all said no. So you're on TV, mate. I don't know whether that's true. That can't be right, man. They're not that thick. I know footballers are not the brightest spark, some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But they can't be that dumb, surely.
No, I think they've been advised. They were advised poorly. And I think from what Scaloni was saying, it looks as if the Argentinian FA they weren't aligned with what the UK FA's rules were. So I think they sort of okayed it. But to be honest, those players, they should have known better, because the clubs had said, like, yeah, you shouldn't go. Like Spurs didn't allow Lo Celso and Sanchez and Romero to go. Like they said, no, you should stay because you're gonna fly into a red zone country, so you'd have to quarantine, and they ignored it. So that's why they're gonna get fined. It's stupid. It's very.
Are they actually back now? Have they come back, or are they still out there?
Yeah, I think they're back now. They'll obviously miss. They'll miss this weekend's game and the Thursday game as well, but they'll be back on Sunday.
So Emi Martinez won't play against Chelsea then?
Wow. Okay, that helps. That really does help. I mean, he's obviously a fantastic goalkeeper, and
I think he should be ruled out. 1 second.
Yeah, I mean he's a really big player for them. Obviously, Buendia as well. Someone saying the chat won't play against Chelsea as well.
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah,
Aston Villa have a really good team. So
it's funny. The merrier. I see a cracking post. Yeah, it was somebody said, Emi Martinez at border control, and he was holding up the McLovin thing. I was crying, man.
Oh my god! Someone's asking what time Big Six is. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. But yeah, just whenever you need to know that, just check the socials on Instagram, especially. They always put up the time. Jamal, again, much love, bro. He says, I've been mad busy today, have more things to do. Sorry, literally only came to the stream. We'll watch this on playback. Lee will try to catch you later. Big up, man.
My guy.
Big up, Jamal. Legend, absolute legend. Really appreciate it. It's good to be back, people. I've missed you guys. Honestly, I haven't streamed for a week.
Super chats.
No, honestly, no. I don't usually get mad super chats. I'm not you. But no, honestly, it feels very weird for me not to be creating content every day. It's been like 5 or 6 days. It's very strange. So it's good to be back.
At least you had a break, man.
No, I had to. And to be honest, there's absolutely nothing to talk about during this international break. So I'd rather just not waffle. Nizzy says 50 for Mod, say less. Also, Thanos looking clean as fuck. Fuck's sake, man. Toby just looking at the corner of his eye.
Am I meant to be Thanos?
I don't know. I know it's not me. Thanos don't wear glasses. He ain't blind. I know that for us, in fact.
I
think it's you.
Thanos is powerful.
I mean, Tottenham have Crystal Palace this week as well. That's a very interesting game because I was going through Palace's team there, and they've got some dangerous players, man. Do you know? They've got some. They've got a lot of them South London ballers. You know, that natural flair to them, the cage ballers as we call them. Are you worried going into this game? Obviously, you've had 3 wins on the trot. I think you're the only team to have 3 wins out of 3, isn't it? So you must be quite confident, bro.
Not really, no, because I think reading into some of the news now, there's a few injury concerns heading into the game. Son is obviously the most notable one. He's picked up some sort of injury, minor injury. So we don't know whether he's going to play this weekend or not, but he's not going to be available. Davinson Sanchez has had a great start to the season, and he's not going to be available. Romero is not going to be available. Joe Rodon's only just come back from injury, so that means we could be starting that game against Palace with a Rodon and Dyer centre-back pairing, or Tanganga Dyer centre-back pairing. Bergwijn, I think he picked up a knock as well. Skip picked up a knock as well. So we're missing a couple of players at the moment, and it's just not what we want heading into what is set to be a busy 3 or 4 weeks for us. So, yeah, not exactly confident. Palace is a weird one because this will be their second. I think this will be their second home match. This will be the second home match, and they're trying to move away from the way they played under Roy Hodgson and play more on the front foot, playing with a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
So they're going to take a bit more risk, which in theory should work in our favor. But I'm just worried about how our defense is going to cope with the likes of Zaha, Benteke's physicality. So I think it's going to be an even contest. I'm not going to lie. The Spurs man in me will edge Spurs here, and I'd go for maybe like a 1-0. But I wouldn't be surprised if it ended a draw, because we never win convincingly there. I think we've only scored more than 1 goal there once in like the last 5 or 6 years. It's always it's always a cagey game for us there. So I'm not expecting Spurs to be all guns blazing or swashbuckling, but I think it'll be a narrow win or a draw for me.
Yeah, I think. Well, first of all, defensively, obviously, Mark Gurhey and Anderson at the centre back positions, they've had a rough start to the Premier League for them. But I do expect their partnership to flourish a little bit more. I mean, Lee, what do you make of Palace? Because obviously we spoke about it, I think, on the last show, how much spending they did. They obviously tried to change their team a lot. I think Zaha, I think obviously Ezzy's injured, Benteke out front, but they signed Edouard as well from Celtic. Have you seen much of him? Obviously, I think he's obviously he's the French striker from Celtic there. He's had a good couple of years in SPL, but it's very dodgy when you move from SPL. Usually, actually, the record seems to be decent. Obviously, Dembele came from there. Tierney, you got from there. Van Dijk. So do you expect any debut fireworks from him potentially?
Well, let's be real. Excuse me. Either way, if Palace get a result, all of the Muppet Twitter, Arsenal Muppet Twitter, we go, oh, Vieira's done it. Vieira's done it again. Vieira, White Hart Lane. It's not White Hart Lane, it's a Palace. But Vieira's done it again against the scum. That's all we're going to hear. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just going to be ridiculous. And this is the thing, like, I've said this for many years, right? Arsenal's biggest wins are other teams' losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I do think Palace have a chance, though. Is Son injured? He's got a calf injury, right?
Someone said Son's injured,
minor calf injury.
He'll play then. He's likely to play then, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
What about Kane as well? Do you think Kane will get back to his best this season, or do you have any worry that he might just... Nah,
he'll get back to his best 100%. Like, what happened, and he was a fool for it. But listen, he's not going anywhere. Like, him throwing his toys out the pram, it's not going to do him any favors, and it's not going to do the club any favors. He's got a World Cup to think about next year. He's got to make sure that he is in good condition from between now and next season if he wants to get a move away.
He does, yeah, because Erling Haaland's on the market.
Exactly. So
it
doesn't do him. It's in his best interest as well as the club's best interest for him to get back to his normal level. And I think he will. I don't really have any concerns with Harry Kane's level. And I'm expecting him to break his duck this season.
We're not in August anymore, so
break his duck in the league at Palace. I think he'll score.
Yeah, I think you're right, because with Mbappe and Erling Haaland on the market next summer, I've just realized like the amount of players that are in his position that are going and for cheaper as well. Mbappe is going to be free. Haaland's going to be his release clause. Obviously, we know the add-ons and etc. with the agent, but like Kane, Levy's still going to demand a lot of money for Kane. It's still going to be the same kind of fight. I mean, how many years has he got left on his contract?
As of next summer, he'll have 2 years left.
Okay, so that's a little bit more realistic to get a move, I guess. Liam here is asking Lee a question. Appreciate the super chat process. Lee, thoughts on Wenger losing the plot, being the face of FIFA's money grab for the World Cup every 2 years? Go for it, bro. I mean, wow.
I have no idea what you mean, mate, if I'm being honest.
Oh, do you not?
I'm reading it thinking, what do you mean?
Oh, okay.
Like,
so basically, go to it.
I told you, football night.
I heard about this. They're trying to propose the World Cup to be staged every 2 years instead of every 4 years.
And Wenger's the face of it, or is he losing?
Yeah. I think he's proposed that quite a few times now, but this is obviously again.
I think Wenger should just fuck off, if I'm honest. Like the guy was sitting there the other day banging on about what was it the other day? He was banging on about Mikel Arteta. It's like, mate, stop. Just stop. You've ruined the club as much as you can anyway. Just stop talking now. Yeah, like I genuinely can't stand the bloke. Yeah, he's killed this football club. He's killed the mentality. Done some great things at the beginning. It was all undone towards the end, isn't it? Yeah.
I do have a lot of respect for him though, because I do feel like he was tied up a little bit with. I don't know, man. It's the way that your club is. The way that your club is run, though, man. It's so difficult to succeed.
He went from being tied up to then plunging Arsenal to the shithole that they're in now. Like, I don't like the revisionism with Arsenal now, because people are like, oh, I wish Wenger was back. Yeah, Wenger would definitely do more with this team than Arteta would. But people forget that Arsenal was spending money before. Arsenal from around 2012.
2013, really. We started spending a lot.
Yeah, from around 2012 to, I'd say, 2018, with the exception of that one season when they only signed Peter Cech, Arsenal was spending money. Arsenal was spending money, big money as well. By the way.
George has put a great comment in. Wasn't Wenger moaning throughout his whole career about fixture congestion? Yeah. And I guess morals go out the window for money now. And exactly, he wants a World Cup every 2 years, but he spent his last decade crying about the fixture pile-up. Yeah, crying about how we couldn't compete, yet he was nicking more money than any manager in world football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Making excuses.
Yeah. It's a lot of contradictions, isn't it?
Yeah, saying that Chelsea have ruined the market, and yet he goes and gives Bentner 52 grand a week. Like, what are you talking about ruin the market? You give him that geezer 52 bags a week and let him put it on his fucking shirt number. Yeah, I can't stand him, mate. Can't stand the bloke. The quicker he just gets off my TV, like if he comes on, he angers me. I'll just have to mute him or turn it off.
He has got a lot of contradictions there, because I've always said, look, the player welfare for me is in the mud, and all we're going to do is end up ruining the standard of the game if we continue to overplay these players. Summer in, summer out. Yeah, we have international tournaments, but there needs to be a break. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be some summers where we don't have football. I prefer it that way personally, just as a viewer, because I just don't want to have an oversaturated situation where I've always got football to watch, because then it's
something to look forward to, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something to look forward to. Exactly. It's nice to have breaks, and these guys go on.
It's like when it was free to air last season. Every single game of football was on TV.
Yeah.
Right about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through the season, you're like, I can't be arsed watching football anymore. I'm bored.
I'm not gonna lie. I was the opposite. I was watching all of them. I
watched them all. Don't get it twisted, but I was just bored. Every game 0-0. It was fucking shit. Like literally, the amount of shit games I watched last season. Right, and then like another thing Wenger did as well, which is the main reason I can't stand him, was when he came out and said fourth is a trophy. That has now given a whole generation of Wenger fucking disciple div fan. Yeah. Let's go for top four. Let's get fourth. No, that's third loser, mate. Why don't we go for first? Yeah, he did that. He put it above the FA Cup. Yeah, fourth is a trophy. I put it above the FA Cup, he said. Yeah, sorry, mate. Nah, loser, who's trousered over 110 million quid in the last decade of being at that football club. Yeah, to do what? Lower the standards. Fuck him, man. Can't stand him.
Mad. I'm always gonna have a lot of respect for him though, because I just do think he was a pioneer in a way for management in the things that he did do. The good spell. Obviously, the way it ended wasn't great, but he is still an Arsenal legend, like in comparison to just everyone. Do you know what I mean? That in terms of just the guys that have come after him now have just been, but
this is the thing, Matisse. Like I've seen George.
Not saying that you should go back to him, of course. He needed to go.
I've seen George Graham manage this football club. Would Wenger have Wenger didn't even win in Europe, so let's not even compare him to George Graham, because George Graham's level's better than him. Like George Graham broke up the dominance of Liverpool, yeah, and won the title twice.
Wait, which trophy in Europe did you win?
Which trophy in Europe?
Yeah, because
the Cup Winners' Cup.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, Alan Smith, come on, against Parma, bruv. Off the post. And that Parma team, by the way, was insane. It was insane. That Parma team was unbelievable.
Yeah, they did used to have a belt. Did they used to have Herman Crespo in their team?
I'm not sure if he. I don't think he was in it back then, but
yeah, I
do think he did play for Parma. I think you're right.
I think so. I remember Parma.
I think they had like Thomas Brolin, Gianfranco Zola. I think played for them at the time. Yeah, like they had a sick team back then when we played them, and then we beat them 1-0. Yeah, he wouldn't have done that. We lost to fucking Naeem from the halfway line. That geezer lost every fucking fight. Like he's lost a Champions League final, a UEFA Cup final. Yeah, a fucking I could go on FA Cup final.
His Europe record is quite
poor, isn't it? Final. He's probably
even Ferguson's record in Europe isn't great in terms of like the amount of Champions Leagues he's won in comparison to how many years he's been there. Even Ferguson's European record could be a lot better. So yeah, it's just kind of mad.
Look at these United fans taking the piss about Cup Winners' Cup, big man things. Hey, bro, back then, before you was born, my friend, the Cup Winners' Cup was a big man.
That was the big thing, yeah. That was the big thing. So and then it obviously got reformed and whatnot. But that trophy, I've always said that trophy does hold weight. Maybe not now, obviously no one respects it because they've got their new format, but that trophy is a proper trophy. Like it's not some community shield thing. But yeah, I mean, I do expect Tottenham to go and win that game. Chelsea have obviously got Villa. We spoke about it a little bit there. Rudiger's contract hasn't been extended. A lot of Chelsea fans are panicking on that one as well. I mean, for me personally, I've said it last week as well. I'll say it again with Rudiger. Whatever happens at this point. He's had such an up and down time at Chelsea that we can't really forgive him for not wanting to play the game, the poker game that he's playing with. He's got all the cards. At the moment, he's in world-class form. one of the best centre backs on form in the world. He's going to have every team interested in him. He's going to get. I always say this: players are always likely now in the modern day to run their contract down because they're going to get more money if they leave for free. Like, why are they giving away some of their value to the club in terms of a transfer fee and then shaking themselves in negotiations?
Another thing Wenger predicted. Yeah, Wenger didn't predict it. Wenger basically said, "Yo, what you want to do, lads, is run your contract down and you'll get more money."
He encouraged them to do
it. That's what he did. He said it 4 years ago. Yeah, you'll see that more and more often happening in the game. He basically said, "Listen, people, if you want to get more money out of this, run your contract down."
Yeah.
Yeah, but the lovers of Arsene Wenger out there, oh, he predicted it. No, he didn't. Yeah, the guy is a fraud, man. Yeah, I can't stand. Sorry, I'm getting angry.
You can't stand him. Well, I didn't know the hate was this deep. Are you surprised, Toby?
I'm quite surprised. Football club, man. That's how deep it is. He has killed my football club.
Yeah, but he was in charge of like the Invincibles, and so does it not balance out for you? Like, all right, cool, it was a bad end.
No, because the thing is, he decided to sell out for cash. Yeah, he went away from actually wanting to win and be the best, which is what he wanted to be when he first arrived. Yeah, and then
he started to play the game.
As soon as we moved to that Emirates Stadium, yeah, he lied through his fucking teeth all the way through it. Yeah, saying we couldn't compete. We had to sell our best players to fund the stadium. No, we never. It was £20 million a season for 25 years. Yeah, he kept coming out saying, "Oh, we have to pay the stadium. We're paying the stadium. That's why we sold Van Persie and Adebayor and all these players." No, it weren't. Qualification for Champions League was £20 million guaranteed. That paid the stadium. So where was all the income going? The rest of the money?
I think at that point, the money in the Champions League was not what it was today. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think you were.
Yeah, but it was still 20 million quid to qualify, and we qualified, which that 20 million then paid the 20 million stadium debt every year.
I don't think it did though, because
it did. It did. I'm telling you, 100% it did.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think it was worth. I don't think the deal was worth was worth 20 million then times. I don't think it was. And
it was. Trust me, it was.
I think because of the way in which you restructured your payments for that stadium, Arsenal did have to suffer. Arsenal weren't able to spend and had to pay off the stadium, so they needed.
Where are you getting this from though? Because like our income went up and up and up and up every year we were at that stadium. Yeah, our sponsorship deals were going massive, like the Nike deal, the Puma deal, yeah, the Fly Emirates deal. Yeah, they're all big money deals. Yeah.
How much did the stadium cost though?
The stadium was £20 million a year for 25 years. So what's that? 475. Okay. Yeah, Stan Kroenke paid it off 2 years ago, and there was still over £200 million to pay off on it. So when people want to sit there and believe Gary Neville, who got sucked into, Wenger's done a remarkable job because they've had to sell all their best players to pay that stadium off. It weren't even halfway paid. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the biggest finesse, yeah, in world football that last decade under him, mate. Yeah, because he convinced millions of people that we're skint. Yeah, we weren't skint. Adebayor's openly come out and said that after he'd scored 30 goals that season, Wenger said, "We're selling you to City, and if you don't go, you're in the reserves, mate." Yeah, so he was quite happy for Adebayor to go and sit in the reserves if he said, "I don't want to go." Yeah, so he forced Adebayor to leave. Van Persie sat on
bench. Why would you force because they never offered me?
Is that true?
Why would you? I don't understand the logic behind. Why would you do that?
Okay. That I would take what Adebayor said with a pinch of salt. But then when you've got Van Persie saying, "Well, I've just come off the back of 30 odd goals one season, and I'm expecting a contract offer and get some new players in," and it never came. That's now two top strikers at our football club that have said they never, ever, ever got offered a new contract after coming off of the back of 30 goals a season. Yeah.
Cold Stain says Wenger did more good than bad, in my opinion. Would you erase Wenger's time at Arsenal, the Invincibles, free Prems, FA Cups, other clubs would dream? Would you erase his time there?
We're one of the biggest clubs in world football. What do you mean other clubs? Yeah, what about the 10 titles we won before he rocked up? Never retained the league. Never done fuck all in Europe. Yeah, apart from get us embarrassed and get battered all around it. Like, yeah, the FA Cup's great. I love the FA Cup. I actually love the FA Cup more than most of these little divs that are now jumping around for Arteta winning an FA Cup. Yeah, because that manager, again, soon as he thought, "Oh, okay, I'm sweet," he stopped caring about the FA Cup. And then as soon as his job was starting to get on the line, oh, all of a sudden we better throw all our eggs in the FA Cup basket again and beat Hull and get to the final and beat Hull. Yeah, it's true. Go and have a look at the last time we won an FA Cup before that. Yeah, he could not give two fucks about that FA Cup because he was more interested in finishing top 4. Yeah, I'm convinced, right, that when he was selling Nasri, Kleb, and all of these other players, Van Persie, Vieira, Fabregas, that was a massive fuck up not having him back.
That was huge. And not bringing him back was so... Because Fabregas actually wanted to go back. Well. Fabregas wanted to go back to Arsenal because he said this. He wanted to go back to Arsenal and then he didn't get any sort of offer or any interest from them. So then he went to Chelsea. And for some reason, Arsenal decided not to bring him in because they had Ozil. But I was like, Ozil was playing, even if Ozil was playing well, which Ozil is a little bit inconsistent, he's playing 10, and Fabregas for Chelsea played in the pivot next to Matic. So you could have had Fabregas in the team. Like, I just don't understand. You could potentially have 2 world-class playmakers, same way City do with De Bruyne and, do you know what I mean, and whatnot, and you choose and you opt not to bring him back. It's just incredible to me.
Ridiculous. He looked at him and thought, Santi Cazorla's there, and I'm playing him deeper. Let me do with him.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like people are sit there and say, like he's won an invincible season. Go and learn the history of this football club, mate. Yeah, we lost 2-1 to Chelsea in '91 with 3 of our famous back 4 out. If they'd all fucking played, it would have been George Graham invincible. So let's not all get giddy. Yeah, the following season, Chelsea slapped our points total. Yeah, so Chelsea's team was better, wasn't it? Yeah, the team in 2002 that did a double was better than that invincible team because it actually won 2 trophies, not 1. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, people just, and this is how I get the fucking ump with Arsenal fans. Yeah, it's like, oh, is yours gold? Who cares? It was nearly 2 fucking decades ago, mate. Like, genuinely, I celebrated at the time. It was great. I was on the walk, mate. Yeah, look at me. We've just gone invincible, mate. Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here. It's like celebrating your 18th birthday 20 years later.
Yeah.
Like, and celebrating it every year. I'm 18 again now. Yeah, but you're 38. No, I'm 18, mate. Yeah. Like,
but that is what happens when you don't continue to actually create history. You just have to reflect upon it. Do you know what I mean? If you don't continue to create history, you start looking back. It's the same with any part of life. If you don't continue to create moments and create memories and enjoy yourself, what do you end up doing? Reflecting on old times and saying, we used to be this. We used to have this kind of fun. Look what we used to do back in the day. Do now. Do you know what I mean? Do right now. Do the present day. That's the only day you're living in right now is the present day.
And that's the thing. Every time we played a League Cup, right? I was there when we lost to Man City. I was at Wembley, and they fully deserved it as well, Man City, right? But this is the thing. He couldn't give a shit about that League Cup every year. That particular year, we just managed to fluke our way to the final, right? Every year, he'd just throw all the kids out in it, and it'd be like, you're taking the piss, mate. Like, genuinely, I've seen us win 2 League Cups. They're the only 2 our club has ever won, and I've seen them both, 87, and 93, as part of a cup double,
But wouldn't you say, though, Lee, as a counter argument for that is, he didn't take the League Cups as serious as you wanted to, but wouldn't you say that helped blood a lot of the kids that have come through your academy? A lot of the kids
name me a load of kids that have come through and had a sustained career at Arsenal.
Bellerin is one.
Bellerin never came through the academy. We poached him off of Barcelona.
Bellerin came from Barcelona.
I'm not saying all of them are going to be.
Okay, name me some more. So you said Bellerin, which
what I'm saying is, you lot were under a period. You lot were in a period where money was. Okay, I know you have your
that, man. Seriously,
I know you have your argument, but you lot were in a period.
Go and have a look at Arsenal accounts. Go and look on that Arsenal.
I will. Free to look at. I will later on. But what I'm saying is, for what we were fed in the media, money was tight, and you lot had a good academy system, and the only way for him to blood your players without putting too much pressure on them was to play them in the League Cup, and it worked.
So, okay, so what kids are we talking about that came through and had a good career then?
It's not about having a good career. I'm saying he used it to blood kids.
Yeah, blood kids.
Some of them made it. Some of them didn't make it. Hoyt was there. Wilshere was. It's the truth. Hoyt was there. Wilshere was there. Vela was there.
Wilshere, I'll give you. Wilshere, I'll give you. That's one.
Like, Carlos Vela was there as well.
Who?
Carlos Vela. He played in League Cups as well.
Yeah, Carlos Vela. Okay, but he wasn't great for us.
People are saying I'm trolling. How much? I'm not trolling. I'm speaking.
No, but you're going on like there's been a whole production line like Chelsea of kids that have come through and had a successful
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're saying
Ashley Cole and Jack Wilshere. Where's the rest?
But Lee, I'm not saying that it was hugely successful. I'm saying that there was the counter argument for it was that his logic was he wants to give these guys game time without putting too much pressure on them in the high pressure games like the Champions League, like the Premier League. And I don't think that that's a bad thing to do.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. Man said Iwobi. Iwobi's actually not as bad.
Do you know what? People are putting up Walcott and Ramsey.
People are saying Carlos Vela, stop, bro. Were you there? No,
Carlos Vela was a baller in some of them. I'm not gonna lie. For them games,
Carlos Vela scored chip for Arsenal at the end.
Carlos Vela was a baller. Let's come on. Carlos Vela was a baller. Carlos Vela was a baller back then.
Without evidence, you weren't there. There. I saw it.
Was you there?
Carlos Vela used to turn up every couple of weeks and play a cup game and do a madness. But
he was good.
But Walcott came from Southampton and Ramsey came from Cardiff. That's like me claiming Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore came from Rangers. Do you know what I mean? The only brothers I'm actually going to claim is your Hudson-Odois, your Mason Mounts, your Trevor Chalobahs, your Reece Jameses, the guys that have been there from 7, 8 years old. If you want to extend it to guys that you sign when they're 15, 16, that's a different conversation. Yeah, that's your Fabregas at Arsenal, etc. So you need to... Yeah, they need to be. If we're talking about proper homegrown here, they need to be players that you've actually brought through.
And that's what I'm saying. Ashley Cole, 10. And Jack Wilshere and Alex Iwobi. They're the three. You could say, okay, they come through and they've had a goodish career. Or Ashley Cole has, at Arsenal and Chelsea. Jack Wilshere, FA Cups, won goal of the season a few times. Currently ain't got a football club. But yeah, Alex Iwobi played probably over 100 games for Arsenal. So. Them three, the rest, nah. And this is the thing, right? I understand what you're saying, Toby, right? But at the same time, if you look at Pep goes to win that trophy every season. Yeah, because that's the first trophy to win. Yeah, Arsene Wenger decides, I don't want to spend any money. So what I'll do is I'll throw the kids in. So then it means I don't have to play the big players in the shitty games. So then I can get top 4 to get more money that I won't spend. Fucking useless, bruv. And all we did is every year get a pay rise. Why are you getting a pay rise? You ain't won nothing, my friend. Yeah? You've won nothing for years and years, and you're coining 11, 12 million pound a year. For what? Yeah? For lowering the standards of my club to the point where everyone's now happy, to be sat bottom of the table.
Honestly, if this was Chelsea, there'd be fucking riots on the streets. I honestly don't know how you manage. Like, Chelsea fans have already stopped talking about the Champions League win and have moved on to this season and even crucifying each other for certain things. But like, I just don't understand.
Mad. I can't.
Your fans are losers. I told you.
I kind of do. Like, my fan base is very draining because they're so like. Just like this, like they were Marina out for a week because we didn't make a signing that we thought we was going to make. And then obviously deadline day, we got Saul Niguez. So now everybody's calmed down again. But like, that's how it is. My fan base is like that. Like there is no room for error. Like you give us a couple weeks of poor form and they'll be fucking going nuts again. Like it's just like,
how it should be.
Their expectations are just right up there. Like
Real Madrid and Barcelona would be chasing their players out of the stadium, mate. Yeah. Like I swear. You see when Arteta's car got surrounded.
Do that.
Yeah. You see when Arteta's car got surrounded the other day by a couple of people and they're going, get out. No. They were literally kicking off on him saying, get out of the club. Yeah. If that was after, and that was after what we'd lost to Chelsea. So that was 2 losses out of 2. Can you imagine if Real Madrid had lost the first 2 games of the season and was sat bottom? Yeah. Mate, they would not be getting out the stadium without their cars in bits.
Yeah, El Chiringo TV would be on overdrive.
I must say though, as much as because I've had a lot of older generation fans on here, and we've spoken to Tony as well, Lee, on another show. As much as everybody will slate the Chelsea younger generation fan base for being entitled and being privileged and only wanting success, if we potentially didn't have that mentality and that mentality from the top, we would become like maybe a fan base that accept mediocrity and allow ourselves to fall down the league. And 100%. The older fans would be like, oh, okay, well, it's okay because we've seen worse. Yeah, but we're trying to make sure that you see Champions League wins every year. And I'm sure that's what you want. Even though you're okay because you've seen the bad times, you don't want bad times. You want your team to be successful. So whether it's entitled or not, it's better to have the mentality to keep winning and to be a little bit, a little bit of a snob about it than there is to like allow yourself to drop through the table and never see Champions League wins again. Because as much as people didn't, maybe a lot of the older generation especially were very patient. They were like, oh, I don't want to see Frank Lampard sacked. Frank Lampard sacked allowed us to see the Champions League win, which is one of the best nights in a lot of you guys' lives, in all of our lives following Chelsea, whether you're an older fan, you're a younger fan, older fan, it doesn't matter. The fact that we actually stopped being so emotional with our greatest ever player, which was very difficult to do. To this day, I don't understand how Arsenal are so connected to an Everton legend more than an Arsenal legend. We had to sack our greatest ever player. One of the reasons I started supporting this football club is because of Frank Lampard. We had to ditch one of the most, the biggest icons in our history. But we had to do it because we need to win. We need to win, and we're not going to take these silly excuses that he's given us.
Greater than the football club. It's
exactly, and he was starting to give us silly excuses of like, oh well, we're not ready to win, and this team's not ready to challenge. And no, we are, and if you're not, yeah, exactly.
And this is the thing, Matisse, right? Like I think the reason so many fans rate Arteta, is because he was the captain that ended our trophy drought. Yeah, when we went and played Hull City and won, he was the captain. He was Arsene Wenger's captain. Yeah. That's why so many Arsene Wenger fans, lap up this manager. Yeah, and that's why it winds me up. It's like the standards are on the floor at this football club. And you just made a great point about, oh, well, we've seen worse. There's a lot of fans within our fan base that say that, by the way. Yeah, well, we've seen worse back in the 70s or back in the 80s or back here.
But you've never been relegated, isn't it?
Well, technically, no, but unofficially, yes. Yes, and then we just bought our way back in at the expense of Tottenham.
Oh my God, yeah, Jesus Christ.
But I genuinely think, and I've said this, and it's not reactionary. It's not, like people say I'm reactionary. Yeah, I've been saying everything spot on about this football club for 4 seasons. Like, how is that reactionary? Maybe start listening. No,
you're actually, the one thing I will say is you're not reactionary. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when you win, you're same vibe, unless it's just sarcasm box.
Look at my fan cam the other day after West Brom as the projects just banged, just as everyone gave up. Shame on you.
It's a good way to approach it, though. To be fair, it's a good way to approach it, to just go down the sarcastic route. You gotta have some fun with it. Like if my team were down that. If my team went on the trajectory of yours and were where you are now in the table with no hope of silverware or any significant silverware and no hope of top 4 and no hope of this, no hope of that, I would start to just troll. I would just start to be sarcastic as hell and take the piss. That's the only way I'll be able to get through it.
Oh, there's an account I follow, yeah. Big up to Mike, the Man United fan, LUHG or GH or whatever his name is. Yeah, that geezer is hilarious. His banter. Yeah, he just literally trolls United fans. And I'm going to use what he says. I've said it for weeks now. He put out there, he goes, it's like a zoo. He goes, and I'll just come here to enter, like, for my own entertainment now. Just have a little look at the animals. Yeah, that's it. And then he made a great point today. He said, look, I've been trying to tell people about the Glazers for years and years and years. He goes, but all that happens is all the top Man United fans just decide to undo every bit of hard work everyone does towards it. He goes, so fuck it, I'm never doing anything on it again. And that's how I feel about my club. It's like I constantly try to raise the standards of this football club, yeah, within my little fan base that I have, yeah, and then hopefully that spreads out further, yeah. But what's the fucking point? I'm just going to sit and take the piss all season now. Yeah, I'm genuinely just going to sit and laugh.
It's mad because you're not actually asking for a lot. It's not like you're even making top 4. Do you know what I mean? And you're playing Champions League football.
And that's it. After 3 games this season, Matisse, we are getting no European football next season. Yeah, I already know that. And if we do somehow finish 6th or 7th, well, wow, am I supposed to get the party poppers out? At the end of the day, I want to win a title. Yeah, and the thing is, you've probably seen the clips of me on the watch long against Man City with my Algeria shirt on back to front, so you could see Mahrez 7. I've got the little Delia Smith "Where are you" thing, as an overlay. I've had it on my StreamYard for years.
Yeah,
every time they score at the weekend, if they do. Norwich. I'm going to put that up. Where are you, Leno? Let's be having you. Hey, on season, I'm just going to have them on streams.
Oh my god, it's mad.
I'm going to lose the plot sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
of course, but at some point you have to yeah.
When I'm sitting on a 3.5 hour watch along, I'm not going to get angry one bit throughout that 3 hour stream.
Yeah.
Streams like this and other little 1 hour streams that I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the ump. Yeah. But a 3 hour watch along, no way. I'm just going to troll all season.
Yeah. RRC Redemption Season says 6 FA Cups, 3 league. Come on, Lee. All the big clubs in the 80s died in the mid 90s. Leeds, Liverpool. Wenger gave you life. Only challenges United until Putin. Jesus Christ. I mean, what do you have to say to that? I mean, he said that basically he carried you through a difficult time period where everybody else fell off. Everybody else died.
Well, he's just kind of tight, and it's 7 FA Cups, not 6. He's basically just killed his own argument. It's saying 6 FA Cups, 3 leagues. Come on, Lee. All the big clubs died around then. Blah, blah, blah. Wenger gave you life. The only challengers were United. Well, there you go. You just said it weren't that much of an achievement then because it was only one challenger. Like, come on. Seriously, I swear. Did these people not think before they write this crap?
Brad says clubs run by clowns, top to bottom. Fans are clueless.
Yes, you tell them, Brad. See, Brad, my G, Bluetooth.
Big up, Brad. Appreciate the super chats, guys. Oh man, I mean, listen, for me, I mean, I think there was something up the chat about Roman trying to turn Chelsea as the last point before we go. Chelsea, he's trying to have 6 or 7 academy players in the starting 11 by 2030 or something, or 2025? Yeah. I don't know where that report. Yeah, apparently Roman Abramovich has set the club a goal of having 6 or 7 academy graduates in the starting 11 by 2030. Is that correct, guys? Was that the report? Because that's what I've seen in the chat. I've seen it a few times. I don't know where the actual report came. Yeah, 2030. And he wants 6 or 7 academy graduates in the starting 11. It's an interesting goal to have. I mean, listen, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of us actually winning things, then that's fine. Do you know what I mean? I'm all for it. We have a very, very talented academy, as I keep saying. So I have no problem with that. I'm going to go read that report.
It would make sense though, because you lot are actually churning out whatever you're doing. It's working.
Yeah,
and you're churning out Premier League standard players. So the next step is okay. These guys can play in the Premier League. So why are they not featuring in our first team setup? So I think all clubs should try and drive that as a standard. But obviously, some clubs are already doing it. Like Southampton, they do it. West Ham, they do it. I'm trying to remember who else in the league. United have always done it, and are doing it still. So other clubs need to follow. Spurs at times we do it. In fact, we grew up doing it, buying young players or trying to integrate in some academy players into the team, and we're slowly trying to get back to that now as well. So I don't think it's a bad initiative to have. I think that's quite good. Kudos. Yeah,
we got a lot of buybacks as well on young players that we've sold this summer. So Tino Andrin, who's gone out on loan, I think, to Moscow in Russia. Livramento as well, buyback on Southampton. Artem says, Livramento, we back in 2 years balling. Listen, I really do believe that was probably the biggest sale that we made in terms of potential. Livramento, obviously, he won Academy Player of the Year last year, right wing back. He's at Southampton now, and he's doing brilliantly. He shut up Fred in the first game, and he's put Carl Walker-Peters on the bench, and he's a very, very talented up and coming right back. I'm sure actually you probably would have preferred him to stay now, looking at the way that he's gone on to play, isn't it? Over Carl Walker-Peters instead of signing some of the guys you have. Do you think he's good enough to be at Tottenham? And
I think it was the right decision to sell him because he needed game time. Yeah, and he needed game time, and he wasn't at the level that we needed him to be at that point in time. But I always maintain that this guy's not a bad player. Like, he's firmly a Premier League player. He just needs minutes under his belt to toughen up and to build some rhythm and consistency. And he found that at Southampton. I don't know what the future holds in store for him now that Livramento is there. But I think I would have definitely, had I knew what Doherty would be like for us now, I would have definitely kept him as backup maybe, and what's it called, instead of selling him. But to be honest, listen, he needed to go out for himself, man, and play some football. So I'm not mad at Spurs selling him. I think right now I would happily take him as our backup right back over Doherty, 100%.
Yeah, it would make a lot more sense. Lewis Bate left Chelsea bench for Leeds bench. To be fair, Lewis Bate was never going to start immediately on that Leeds team, but his potential is there to start for them in maybe the coming season. Once he really understands the way Bielsa wants to play. He's very young as well. Remember, this guy has not made a single appearance in senior football. So for him to go from that, obviously Livramento is the same, but Livramento is built a bit differently physically. Lewis Bate's very petite, very small. So I still understand his move. He was never really going to make it here with Billy Gilmour here as well, and all the midfielders that we're chasing. So it was just unrealistic expectation. Toby, can you ball in real life, or are you late?
I don't know what late means, but I'm not good. I'm not good. I've said that, but I play in it. I play for Touchline. We got a regular 11-a-side team, and I lock it down at left back. I can maraud. I can tackle.
Are you left-footed?
Yeah, I can beat man in a 1v1, and I've got like a little bit of a rocket as well on my when I can shoot. So it's just my ankle's just temperamental.
Fair enough. And someone was saying earlier before we wrap up that I should invest in Levi Colwell's stocks. I've already invested in those stocks, people. Do not worry. I mean, at this point, I've been saying, Gurhey, and I've been saying, then Tomori. So hopefully third time's the charm. We're going to wrap up now. Toby, bro, let them know where to find you.
Tap in Tobs on all socials. Content coming up. I got Palace preview. I'm going to try and get one of my Palace friends on. Then I got Tobs take on Saturday. Sorry, I'm going to have to do that on Saturday and I'm probably going to have to do it on Insta Live. Next week I'm on holiday. I'm in Greece, but
nice. Enjoy, man. It's gonna be fun.
I will have if I can make some streams, I will make them, and I will be I'll be about. So
re-record them before you go. I've already told you this.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yes. Schedule them.
Yeah.
Come on.
Pre-recorded. Yes, Lee's right.
Yes, schedule them.
Yeah. Cool.
So there's his link in the chat, guys. Make sure you go and subscribe. Lee, let them know where to find you, bro. Any content coming up as well?
Yeah, I've got a new show starting because I've got ideas coming out my backside. I can never run out of content. So yeah, I'm starting tonight, 5 o'clock UK time, Global Gooners, American edition tonight. So I've got 4 people coming on from America. I'm going to do one for Africa, Asia, India, South America, Europe. So yeah, basically getting different people on every week from them parts of the world, and it won't always be live, and it'll be different guests every week. So yeah, I'm going to start that tonight at 5 o'clock, and my vlog that's on Lee Gunner channel, and my vlog on More Lee Gunner is out tonight. I've literally done nothing for 2 days, so yeah, it'll be well interesting.
Well, there you guys. Make sure you go and subscribe to Lee Gunner's channel and More Lee Gunner as well. For the vlogs. For me, obviously, we're back tomorrow with All You Can Eat Chelsea as well in the morning. Then obviously a video on Friday. We're going to try and prepare something there. Smash the likes up, subscribe. Good to be back. And see you guys in a bit. See you on Big Six later tonight with Toby at around 10 p.m.
See ya. Safe flights.
In a bit, people.
Safe.